So your company is Eckstein Advisory, and you had this nagging feeling about you can do so much more for a business owner, but doing their taxes is nice. Helping them with some accounting is good, but you were feeling. Help us understand that backstory.
I did the thing a lot of accountants do. Went to college, took my accounting classes, got the degree, became an accountant. Did tax returns. Well, that's what tax accountants do. There's other kinds of accountants, but that's what tax accountants do. And for years, that's kind of all I did. I did tax returns. I got good at doing tax returns. I, got well known for it, was quoted in magazines, was on podcasts, kind of like this one, and became a highly rated accountant in my area. But I kind of realized that the tax return itself doesn't really help the business. You do it because you have to. I guess it helps keep you out of jail, right? Keeps the IRS from showing up. But it doesn't kind of help you. You take your tax return and then you just kind of stick it in your drawer and you're like, cool, tax return, right? You never look at it. And even if you did look at it, it doesn't really tell you anything about your business other than what you owe in taxes, right? So there was that. And then I realized that the majority of my conversations with business owners started as tax conversations. They would call and say, oh, Michael, I need to buy a car. Should I buy it in the business? Should I lease it? This, that, the other thing. But that was like the first 10, 15 minutes. I'd give them the answer, and then it was still an hour-long conversation about their business. And it was all sorts of questions about their business. I had one tax appointment, 10 minutes of taxes, 45 minutes about websites. I don't know anything about websites, If you need websites, talk to Steve. I'm not your website man. But my clients, the business owners, they needed someone who also understood business that they could talk to about their business. Because right now, the way entrepreneurship is in the US, you don't have that. There is no one to talk to about your business. You can try talking to your spouse or your partner, and they mean well, but unless they're also an entrepreneur, they just don't get it. And you can explain, but they just don't get what it's like. They don't understand the problems. When you go to networking events, you have to have this facade on that there's nothing wrong with your business because you're trying to win business, and you don't mention to colleagues because you don't want to seem like an idiot amongst colleagues. You're just like, yeah, I know everything about my business, right? So you end up in this place where there's really no one to talk to about it. And I realized that for a lot of my clients, I had kind of became the person to talk to about it. And I was like, I enjoy this more. It's more fulfilling. I feel like I'm actually helping clients as opposed to tax returns that are just kind of, done because they have to be done. I'm sure my clients like me, but they didn't show up once a year for taxes because they liked me, right? They had to. So I figured, let's make this a thing. Let's actually turn this into its own dedicated service like everyone kind of wants, but no one's talking about.
Hey, thanks for watching these Golden Nuggets. And as a reward, I got another big fat Golden Nugget just for you. I wrote this book for you to help you get your act together online so you can grow your business better. You're searching, you want to learn. This is a great book. Grab the book, grow your business.
Amazing, right?